Hello friends and not yet friends, welcome to a special Sunday edition here on Mary's Test Kitchen, brought to you by BUYDEEM. More on them later, but on this What I Eat in a Day vlog, well, the first thing I consumed was sunshine. Afterwards, you better believe I'm ready for some meaty plant-based protein, and today with you all in mind, I'm sharing my easiest vegan chicken yet. But first, thank you to BUYDEEM for sponsoring this video. BUYDEEM makes high-quality kitchen appliances that are thoughtfully designed and well. Just look at them. I love the colors, how they're kind of retro feeling but also sleek and current at the same time. I've left the link in the description so you can check them out on another tab while we get into how to make the easiest vegan chicken cutlet style seitan yet. First, start with tofu. I try to make it easy by choosing the tofu that is sold quite consistently everywhere instead of my tendency to make you search high and low for medium firm. You're welcome. So today we're using soft, and if silken tofu is all you can find, that's okay too. For our purposes, they're basically interchangeable. Pop 150 grams or 5.3 ounces directly into your food processor. Then, since we are making seitan, I always add some acidity to cut through that wheaty wheat taste of gluten. That's 1 tablespoon of ordinary white vinegar. Follow that with a vegan chicken broth cube. Generally, that means a teaspoon if you're using powder or paste, plus 1 teaspoon of sugar or sweetener. I am using golden erythritol and monk fruit blend, and don't worry, your vegan chicken will not taste sweet. It just helps to balance the flavor. Speaking of taste, add a teaspoon each of onion powder and garlic powder. I tend to be generous with the onion powder, but a bit more stingy with the garlic. Add a half teaspoon of salt, and a more controversial ingredient, a 1/4 teaspoon of MSG. I think most people know by now that it's quite fine to use in moderation, like salt, but if you do prefer to leave it out, it's up to you. Remember, these will be your vegan chicken cutlets, and there are no rules. Except, you should really include an 1/8 teaspoon each of white pepper and ginger powder. Trust me on that one. Time to blend. Check that it's smooth. And I will need a little more pulsing action. There we go. You could taste it at this point, and it will be very chickeny tasting, savory, and on the strong and salty side, which is good because we're going to add 1 cup, which is 120 grams of vital wheat gluten. Add about 1/3 of it at a time, processing it each time to fully incorporate. I'm just showing you the texture you should be looking at. A little more goes in and we'll process that as well. And you can see it's almost turning into a dough ball. Not quite yet though. Let's put in the last of it. Finally, we have a dough ball forming right away. But I'm actually going to keep it running for about 1 minute in total. I'm going to use pulses because this mini processor does not have the motor for endurance. So just pay attention to what kind of machine you have and if it's going to die on you, because dough can be a bit tricky in a processor. Keep in mind we are not going for the taffy texture like in my shreddable chickeny chiclet seitan, but something a bit softer and easier to form into patties. But still, we do want to develop the gluten a little bit. Here we go. I have some of these little bits that haven't fully incorporated, so I'm going to knead them in, and that's why you're seeing this is a bit sticky. If you happen to have a very sticky dough though, you can add like maybe a teaspoon more of vital wheat gluten, kind of use your judgment, but you don't need a lot. Divide this evenly into 4. Then form them into balls. Don't worry if they don't become smooth, because we are not making bread after all. To form a chicken cutlet kind of shape, I will roll out the ball, then fold it in on itself and kind of taper it as I'm rolling, like this, before I flatten it. Now this dough springs back a bit, so I find it helpful to lay a bit of parchment paper on top, and then go over with a rolling pin. You can roll it a lot bigger than you actually want it to be because it will spring back. And you can do other shapes too, like a flat burger round or a schnitzel. Depends on what you have in mind for later. Tell me about your ideas in the comments below. Maybe I'll cook your version next time. Speaking of cooking, you can steam these in whatever apparatus you're used to steaming, but I am loving BUYDEEM's all-in-one intelligent food steamer. It's so convenient and easy to use. Fill it up and use the little window here to get the right level. Place the steam ring, and this tray traps any drips. On goes the steamer tray, and place the raw cutlets directly on top. It's okay if they touch or even overlap a bit, and you don't have to oil it or grease it or anything like that. Then you can place the lid with the tempered glass window so we can see your progress. Turn this little knob to select the time, 30 minutes, and hit start. Then I can just take off and let it do its own thing. I have plenty of water in there, so I know I'll have enough, but if it ever does get too low, it will shut off automatically and never boil dry. And in the case that you do need to add any water, you can do so on the side here. Ain't that handy? This steamer also comes with a ceramic plate for if you're steaming something that has sauce, and it even comes with a couple of stew pots, the setup that you can make stew or congee, and it even has a yogurt making function, which I am very much looking forward to trying. If you get the 2-tier version, you can pretty much make a complete dinner in one go. Like maybe you could have taken these cutlets and rubbed on some crushed garlic and olive oil and maybe some lemon zest, if you're feeling fancy. And if you have some new potatoes to cut up, well, that would be great too. You could stick the 2nd tier on over top of those cutlets, add those potatoes, add the lid, and set the timer for 30 minutes. Press start and leave it alone. And in the meantime, you could get a sauce together. I'm thinking garlic aioli, add lemon juice, then some fresh dill, and some more lemon zest to really brighten things up. Stir, and that is so delicious. Ready to go for later. Now we have plenty of time to maybe prepare something green. Or 2 green things. You can really never go wrong with that. Then we can put these in during the last 5 to 10 minutes, just on top of the potatoes. The intelligent steamer automatically stops cooking after the time is up. So let's check it out. Look how perfect that asparagus and broccoli look. I'll just take those to the side. And our potatoes look perfectly cooked too, but we'll see for sure in a bit with my expensive vegan butter. I'm adding onion powder, basil, salt, and pepper. And the fork slides right in. And before I get carried away eating potatoes, better plate up our lemon dill vegan chicken cutlets and add our aioli from earlier. Then our vegetables, and finally the potatoes. All of that cooked in just 30 minutes. I don't think I could do any better on the stovetop. Although with a little extra time and effort and a bit more attention, of course, you can make this exact same thing. This was just easier. But how does it taste? I am happy to report the seitan is perfectly cooked, tender but with a meaty bite to it. The broccoli is tender too, but crisp. Same with the asparagus, a touch more tender though, as it should be. My friends, I am simply loving this style of cooking. Fast, nutritious, and delicious. As for the other cutlets you saw me make earlier, well, I actually made a few batches. One, because I really wanted to try slightly different variations. And the second reason is, well, I wanted to have these for the week. Sorry, Chester, not for you. Later, for dinner, well, earlier actually, I had bought these buns as a treat. Fluffy ciabatta buns. Oh yes, this is the BUYDEEM 4-slice toaster in cozy green, my favorite shade of green, which happens to match my tongs and measuring things. Need I say more? And look at that, it toasts, because it is a toaster. And as promised, toasty on the inside, less so on the outside because of that function. Let's add mustard, some thinly sliced cabbage, and some of that lemon dill garlic aioli. Leftover lemon garlic vegan chicken cutlet on top. And that, my friends, is a darn good sandwich. And that was my food day. How was yours? Let me know in the comments below. And let me know what you would make with these vegan chicken cutlets. Thank you so much for watching, my friends. Please give this video a like if you liked it and subscribe for more easy vegan staples. And thanks again to BUYDEEM for sponsoring this video. Don't forget to check them out. The link is in the description. And frankly, I already have designs on some more of their designs on my wish list. Bye for now.